My name is Jonathan Hernandez. I am the Facility Operations Coordinator at Texas State University Campus Recreation. My take on social media in the workplace is very similar to my belief on a student's life. I think what they do outside of the walls is totally their business, but what they do inside, and if they're representing the department, they still have to adhere to the appropriateness of the posting. And overall, I think it's a very delicate balance because you are representing a brand or a company or whatever it may be. And believe it or not, people do know who you are outside of these walls.
My name is Cassie White, and I'm the Assistant Director for Sport Clubs. I think social media can be great if people will use it right.
Okay.
It has a lot of good benefits to it, and it's also nice just for like sharing information as well, not just the usual things. But it really can be a good thing.
My name is Michael Millette. I am the Marketing Graduate Assistant here for Campus Recreation. I've been doing this for about a year and a half. I think social media in the workplace is something that's huge. It's very prevalent, especially here for my job. I run the social media pages for Campus Recreation: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, Snapchat, all that good stuff. So it's a very important part of my life. And it's one of the main ways we interact with the students here at Texas State through social media, whether they're sending us a tweet asking about something or asking hours or anything like that. It's one of our main points of interaction, so I think it's something very important here for Campus Recreation.
Trevon Walker, Assistant Director for Campus Recreation over Intramural Sports. Ooh, in the workplace. I like it. I think it has its benefits. It's one of those scenarios now where we're starting to understand that the age of students that we are reaching nowadays, that's their component. They are all about the social media piece. So one thing I've learned over the years I've been in higher education and being a mentor is the greatest piece about being a mentor is meeting students where they're at. And so if social media is where they're at and they're dialed into it, then to be more effective, we have to dial into it as well.
My name is Raquel McAfee, and I am the Assistant Director for Fitness and Wellness at Campus Recreation. I think social media in the workplace is becoming vital, an integral part of what we do. I think that it is part of our life, whether you want to have it be a part of your life or not. It is what it is. Social media, Facebook, pretty much knows everything about us and can track us, and everybody has Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and most of the people that we serve these days are on social media. So not having social media in the workplace would be a detriment to our program.
What's going on? My name is Dasheem Jenkins. I am the Graduate Assistant for Intramural Sports here at Texas State University Campus Recreation. It affects us tremendously, both positively, negatively. For example, I know here at the Intramural Sports Office we do Official of the Month and Supervisor of the Month, and we like to share that with social media, with the world. And that can carry over to family members seeing the post, liking it, and it turns into a big ordeal, and which should be, because they should be proud of what that student has accomplished. As far as the negative side, people vent their frustrations out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So if somebody's upset with something that may have happened in the program or may have questions about it, they can post it online for everybody to view or see, regardless if it's actually good content or frustration in the content.
I'm Glenn Hanley, Campus Recreation Director. Social media is important, especially in a campus recreation program, because the clientele, mostly students, 18 to 23-ish, 4-ish, are really tagged in or plugged into social media. So I think it's important for us to get our word out through social media outlets.
The platforms that we use that I'm aware of are Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I believe we have a YouTube channel as well.
We use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anything you can think of. Anything that our kids are going to use, we're going to use it too.
For the most part, the major ones: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We even dial into YouTube a little bit, And I think for the most part, those are the main ones. But with the way we run the program, we're always open to do any and every media outlet that we can reach the student.
We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, basically everything. And they use everything. We're still trying to catch up. So
I just know our marketing people are attuned to the social networks, and we're involved in all of them that are out there.
All right. We use it to promote a lot of events that we have going on here, as well as interact with our students. It's social media. The main thing that they say to do is interact, and that's kind of the main thing we do. Whether we're not always pushing content for events we're having, but just making sure they see our presence come up in their news feed is something that we look forward to, and something that we make sure we do.
I think it works out to a certain extent. I always think there can be improvements, but I think we're also at a time we're at a point in our society where there's also overload of everything. So is it really reaching the people we need it to? I don't know, but at the same time, it does have the potential to reach the people that we aren't touching physically or coming into our building. So.
Oh, just that is the wave of the future. Actually, look at this. Instagram Impact. This is a whole thing on how to build your following on social media. I think what we need in the workplace is more people to tell you how to use it effectively. Because literally I'm going online and being like, how can we get more people involved? So I almost feel like in the workplace we're behind. Like we're trying to figure out the next best thing. So
I would just say that it really can be a great thing if people do it right, and I think that it's a wonderful way for us to promote things and to show what programs we have going on and keep in touch. Because email, even text anymore nowadays doesn't really hold us, it doesn't get us what we need, but yeah, I think it can be good.
For the most part, we don't have rules in terms of our staff, just for the simple fact that we've never really had a problem. There have been some instances where people have posted that aren't on our staff that are users of the facility, and we see stuff from them. But for the most part, we haven't had to enact something. The worst part is whenever students take pictures at a party or at a social gathering and they have their department logo on, and there may be alcohol. There's a cup. We don't know if there's alcohol or not, so we just have to do a friendly reminder of saying, what we see online is what you're doing. So we just give them friendly reminders. Luckily, it hasn't been to a crazy point where we've had to enact, some hardcore type rules where they're unable to use social media as a whole for work or personal uses.
There's no written rules. However, the unwritten rules is just to always understand that we're representing more than ourselves. So always have the understanding that we're representing university.
I wouldn't say there's necessarily rules, but we have rules based on when we post and how often that we do post. We don't want to post too often, or when we don't want to post not enough, so we make sure we just post the right amount. And we make sure our content, of course, is G-rated for the most extent. We make sure everything's appropriate that we post online. And we make sure that we respond to negative tweets in a positive way.
We always look at the post. If any of our clubs have their own page or anything, then we ask to join those, and they don't have to let us, but we do watch them, and if there's anything vulgar or anything, outside the lines, we ask them to take it down, but otherwise we say, go ahead and promote it.
I'll definitely say that, as long as it's a scenario where we're using social media in a positive manner, whether it's to promote awareness, to inspire, or even just to provide an outlet to express yourself. As long as it's in a positive manner, it's always going to be good. I think it's those small percentages of when it's turned into something negative, or someone uses it in a negative manner that gives it a bad rap. But it's just like from the standpoint of back in the early '90s, before we even had email. Now that's the means of communication now. And then of course it's moved on into text messaging. So it's going to continue to evolve. But just like with anything, it's always going to be able to be used in a negative manner.
Rules. I mean, nothing really goes on without my permission as well as colleagues of mine. So I guess the rule is trust but verify.
There's no actual rules that I'm aware of, but there are some stipulations that we're being ethical and professional in our presentation of it.
Where's social media going in the future? I have no idea. I think social media can become the main way that we communicate with each other. If people are sending us a tweet instead of giving us a call, I can only imagine of where social media can go in the future. It's very new. It's only been around maybe 10 years at the most. So who knows what kind of strides it can take in the future. But whatever the changes are and whatever happens, I believe it's for the better.
Whoa. I see social media continually growing. It's going to continue to keep growing. As any trends are, it's going to, there's going to be little, like Vine, for instance. It was super popular for so long and it found its niche. I think everything's going to have that little startup feel to it. The Snapchat was big. It's still kind of big, but I think it's going to die down. Instagram was big and still kind of there, but they're going to go through the roller coaster. They're going to go through waves just like any other trends do. But I still see it being a part of our society because of the technology is right here in front of us. So we don't have to log onto a computer to access it. So it's going to continue to keep growing. It's going to continue to be a part of your life if you let it be.
Man, the sky's the limit, honestly. With so many kids growing up in this age and having those that becoming so technical savvy at a young age, it could be something that we never ever thought of in our generation to do. So, but I do believe that it's going to continue to grow because it's a platform to reach individuals far and wide. So I think the sky's the limit, man.
Oh man, it's gonna be. It already is the thing. We use it for everything. We use it to communicate. We use it to promote. It's gonna be even bigger and bigger.
Oh my gosh, I see social media being the destruction of us all. But on a serious note, I think social media it's crazy because you think about it from a broader perspective, such as political. Being politicians use social media to enhance their campaigns, their awareness. So it's going to explode for any type of awareness, any type of influence that you want to offer or place on people. Social media is the way to go.
I ride the campus loop every once in a while, and today I rode the campus loop, and 5 out of 6 of us on the bus were plugged into some machine. Either texting or listening to music or going on the websites or whatever like that. So I think it's prevalent now, and I think it's going to be more prevalent in the future. Electronic communication, electronic social networking. So I only see it growing. As a marketing tool, as a communication tool, I don't think so. I think it, in the past, we would do more face-to-face communication. But I see as I walk across campus and as I said, ride the bus, that more people are plugged into the electronic means of that. And I think that social networking is a chance for our clientele to be involved in our programs, but also involved in other things at the same time.
Not really. Now that I think about it, at first I was going to say I think it'll be some folks that will forever fight, you know, that movement towards social media and try to come up with another outlet. But I believe if social media was to take a backseat to anything, it's going to be something derived from that element. You know, it may grow and then turn into something different where we're interacting from a standpoint of, you know, still face to face, but I think it's still going to be based off some of the concepts that social media has given us.
I don't know, because I think with how people feel about social media and how they can just put their own thoughts out there at any moment, that they're not going to back down now. So they're going to love staying on it, and we're just going to have more and more platforms.
No, I think it's like the front runner.
Okay.
I think, you know, obviously we do like print media too, and I mean, I think there's always going to be a spot for that, but I really think that social media is number one. Like, that's our best means of promoting our programs through videos and Instagram and Facebook. And then it also, I think what I love most about that is that, you know, with flyers and with things like that, or seeing things on a website, that's great, but with social media allows us to have more of an interaction with our participants. And that's really the thing about building a community, building that connection, and really getting them engaged, that I think social media serves for that purpose.
I think it's important for our society to understand the effects of social networking and the effects of people tied into their electronic mechanisms. I think we're losing some of the person-to-person and social person-to-person communication, but also some of the social skills that we acquire through those interactions.